Those of you that follow me on Instagram might remember not so long ago, I did a poll to my finance YouTuber friends asking them if they spend more time on their personal finances or on their channel. And the results were actually a mixed bag. But there were two responses that stood out to me. Two up-and-coming YouTubers whose work I really like and enjoy watching sent me direct messages on Instagram telling me that they were able to spend more time on their channels because they had their whole finances automated. So, Finance Dee and Mavutive, thank you both. You are the inspiration behind this video that I'm about to share. Like both of them, I also have the majority of my finances automated, and like them, it allows me to spend more time on what I really need to spend time on, which is my work, my YouTube channel, and other stuff in life. But this doesn't have to be just limited to personal finance YouTubers. It can also be applied to you watching this video. I'm sure you'd much rather spend time with your friends, your family, playing sports, doing your hobbies, working on a side hustle, whatever it is. I'm sure you'd much rather give your time to those things than meticulously, repetitively, and tediously looking through your finances, making transfers, researching investments, etc., etc. So in this video, I want to show you a fully automated personal finance system that I've designed, and maybe you can leverage it and it will help you save some time working with your personal finances. So let's get into the video. What's up guys, my name is Johnny, welcome to Millennials with Money. I upload content every Wednesday and Sunday on YouTube, giving you tips on how to take control of your money today to create a bright financial future tomorrow. If you like what you see on this channel, I'd really appreciate your help in reaching more people. You can do that by hitting the like button, subscribing and clicking the bell for notifications, and make sure you tell another millennial that this channel is where it goes down. Besides the obvious time-saving benefit of having this automated financial system, there are a couple of other benefits. One of those advantages is that if your money is out of sight, then it's out of mind. That means your investments are doing the work for you and you're not checking on them, you're not making small adjustments, you're just letting your money do what it does best, and that's work for you. The other part of out of sight, out of mind is that you're unlikely to overspend, because the way this system is designed is that it has sufficient controls in place so that your allocations are moving around and you won't overspend, because you will hit your spending limit before that can happen. For this to work, you're going to need multiple bank accounts and you're going to need to designate a purpose to each bank account. So let's go through each purpose that you need to assign to your bank accounts that you will have. First of all, you're going to need to designate an account to which the money is going to come into. For most people, that's going to be a current account. For simplicity, we're going to assume that any money that comes in is not business income and that it's income for you. We're going to assume that any business income is kept separate so that I can illustrate the simplicity of this system for now. Next, you need to have an account that's designated as your emergency fund. That's typically where you'll keep 3 to 6 months of living expenses, and you'll only touch it in case of a real financial emergency, such as an unexpected expense, if you, for example, are made redundant, or if you face a pay cut and you need to supplement your living expenses, for example. Because you don't want to touch this money but might need access to it instantly, this is most likely going to be some form of savings account with a half decent interest rate, or a current account that gives you some form of interest on your balance. And it's really important that when you start allocating money, that if the emergency fund isn't full up to what you need it to be, that this takes priority over any of the other allocations that we're going to go through. I did a full video on why you need an emergency fund, and if you want to check that out and why it's important, you can check it out here. I'll leave the link up there for you to watch that. Next, you're going to need to designate an account as your savings account, and this is where you're going to put money that you're going to need in the short to medium term for larger expenditures. For example, if you want to buy a car, or if you want to put down money on a house. Now, you don't necessarily need to have instant access to this money, but you will need access to this money within a shorter period of time because it's for the short to medium term. So you want to avoid something that means your money is locked up for several years or more, because ideally, if you can't access that money when you need it, then it's no good. Nevertheless, you want to make sure that that savings account gives you the best possible interest that you can generate on your money, because otherwise it's going to lose its value over time. Next, you need to dedicate an account or several accounts, depending on your investment strategy, to investing. As I say, long-term investing. Now, some people want to be actively involved in their investments and make the decisions themselves. That's fine. I would say just at least make sure that you have a recurring amount that's being paid into your brokerage account, so that you have the money in there. You're making the point of regularly investing, and once that money's in there, you're free to invest it however you please. However, if you do want to take a more automated solution, then what you might want to do is use a robo-investing service where you can select a profile based on your risk, and every month that will be a recurring transaction out of your bank account into the robo-investing portfolio. You won't have to touch the investment at all. The robo-advisor will do everything for you, and your pot of money should grow over time. And you can apply the same principle to investing in an ETF or in a fund, or even on Trading 212. You can make recurring payments on a daily, weekly, monthly basis into the pie, which is what I do and what I showcase on this channel. So again, another way to completely automate your investments. Last of all, I noticed I've been very intentional with the order here. You have your designated account for spending. So what this system kind of embodies is the pay yourself first principle. That's that you make sure that you have money for yourself to invest, money saved, money aside in case of an emergency. That money is yours. That money is growing for you. It's working for you. It's there to bail you out if something happens. It's not money that's going into the pocket of a retailer or the companies that are charging your bills every month. That's your money and it's for you to keep. Make sure you prioritize that money first. And of course, however much you have in this account is your monthly spending money. What I would also recommend is obviously automating your bills in this account. Probably in most cases that already is automated, so you don't have to worry about that. But the idea is that the amount of money that you have to spend is fixed, that you control that and that you don't go over it. So what might this system look like in practice? Probably the most logical and the most common system is that you have one current account which serves as your income and your spending account. You then have two savings accounts, one for your emergency fund, one for your short to medium term savings, and then you have any investment accounts where you put your money that you want to invest. Obviously, in terms of the order of making those allocations, you would do it in the order that I've shown you just before, making sure that you pay yourself first. Alternatively, and my system looks a little bit like this, is that I have two current accounts. I have one where my money comes in and generates interest, and I also use that as my emergency fund. And then I have a current account on the side where I transfer my spending money. So I can never ever spend over a certain amount every month based on that. And then I have one savings account for short to medium term financial goals and various investing accounts on different platforms. So I've talked a lot about the order here. What I haven't talked about is the percentages, and the reason is because how much you allocate to each account is going to depend very much on your personal financial situation. For example, someone who hasn't got an emergency fund set up is going to concentrate the majority of their allocations towards building that emergency fund. However, someone who has got that emergency fund set up can start to think more about their allocations towards saving and investing, depending on what their short, medium, and long-term goals are. So now you have all your accounts in place. The last thing you need is an application on your phone to be able to track everything. What I ideally recommend is an application that you can connect to your banks so that you can get your balances and latest transactions. And that way you have everything at a fingertip and it's super easy, super simple to track. So a couple of apps that I've used or do use to do this are the FinTonic app, which is specific to Spain. I've used the Budget Bakers wallet app, which allows you to add bank accounts from different countries. So you can add bank accounts from the UK, from France, from Spain, I think from Germany. Most European countries, you can add bank accounts from them. But even though these third-party apps are good, sometimes you might want to just stick with your bank. Like several banks, for example, Monzo in the UK, they're already providing that analysis within the banking app. And a lot of them are starting to add banking consolidation features so you can add multiple accounts and track expenditure and income on various accounts. However you want to do it, just make sure that you're regularly following this up and you're making sure how much you're spending. I would even suggest setting up notifications for when you spend money so that you realize how much you're spending at a given time, and even balance alerts, which will alert you if the money in a particular account is running too low. So there you go, guys, a fully automated financial system ready for you to take away and implement in your lives. Why not leave a comment and let me know which accounts you're going to set up, which mobile apps you're going to use to track your progress, and what allocation you're going to use in your financial system. That's all from today's video. Hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to check out the Millennials with Money social media and internet pages, and also the other videos on this channel. I'll see you on the next one, and let's get this money.